Good morning. Thanks for joining the PegNet status meeting. This week, I've mostly been working on the staking uh, application for Accumulate and becoming more familiar with the code base and how it can be modified for PegNet. Because I didn't do most of the work on that. Um, and so not a lot of detail or milestones to report. Um, Let me do that so my phone quits beeping. Um, and so the progress is, of course, to get that code base set up to run the validators, and then the validators will be pulling market data into the PegNet, and that'll be validated by um, the validators and the miners, and that will get us good market data for the conversions. And once all of that is in place, along with the mining, then we'll be good to go. The mining is basically done. It runs very, very well in simulation. I did build this week some uh, tests that further uh, validated the idea that the difficulty is a line you cross in order to collect a pool of 300 or so miners, and then you give them points based off of how by how much they cross the difficulty line. When 300 parties have to cross the difficulty line before you end the block, what you what ends up happening is, instead of having a pure exponential distribution of block sizes, you start you start crushing that down into pretty much a 10% plus or minus 10% variance. So if we're aiming for 10-minute blocks, the blocks will end up being not really much less than 9 minutes and not more than 11 minutes. Um, Instead of like Bitcoin, where some blocks can be simply seconds because a miner is really, really lucky and they get a solution almost instantly, or the body of miners as a whole are very unlucky, and so a block might be 2 hours long. And that's normal for the Bitcoin blockchain. That happens all the time. By modifying proof of work to be the multiple miners crossing a minimum threshold, even if you're lucky, well, that luck uh, isn't going to end the block. You're going to have to get 300 miners lucky all at the same time, which doesn't happen very often. Also, because you have to get 300 people over the line, that that difficulty line is much, much lower than it would be if I were just looking for one miner to solve the problem. And that means that you don't end up with these very, very, very long blocks, because you have to have a lower standard to get 300 over in 10 minutes. It uh, There is some math, and I'm uh, looking at uh, sitting down and digging through the math to write this out and demonstrate with statistics why it works. I haven't done that yet. I have to dig up all my statistics and math from my distant past, and I haven't done that yet. I don't even know if I will, but maybe somebody will do it for us. That's kind of where we are. I don't really have anything else. Um, any issues or topics that we need to discuss here, or might discuss before we end? Jay, anything?
Nope, I don't have anything today.
Okay. Well, that's basically it. We are kind of looking forward to using the PegNet to demonstrate how this Oracle stuff works, also how the CPU mining works, and also how this modification of proof of work creates much more stability and block sizes, more predictability. Um, I am thinking about requiring multiple entries from participants, but I really don't like that because I don't want, in 10 minutes, having 300 entries means that that's about a half a transaction per second to mine. And so I'm not really worried that much. Our cost of submission is pretty low. However, I don't want to make it too great. I don't want it to be 2, 3 transactions per second. So that's something for me to consider, but I haven't fully developed the idea. All right. Well, thank you all. I appreciate everybody joining and look forward to talking to you all next week.